Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Devontae, and I sacrifice my time so you don't have to. Usually when I come up with these downfall videos, I typically like to try to talk about people that I don't talk about a lot. Obviously, you're going to get like 3 or 4 cases where I'm going to have no choice but to talk about some people because I just kind of have to get them on the channel because they're a subject. And I'm looking up and down the roster for AEW and WWE to see who's going to be my next target. And funny enough, I come across Britt Baker's picture, right? And I say to myself, have I done a Britt Baker downfall video yet? Because I've done so many videos on her this past year or so. It's like, I don't think I did. Only to look, and yeah, I never have done a Britt Baker video yet. So I feel like I have to get this out of the way because she is one of the more prominent women in AEW. Get all the big names out of the way, and then we can start focusing on some of the smaller names, or at least some of the bigger names in different companies, or some of the bigger stories for smaller wrestlers that no one really talks about. So I had to do a little bit of research because unfortunately I don't really know too much about Britt Baker's career prior to AEW. I knew about the Fatal 4-Way match she had at All In with Chelsea Green and Tessa Blanchard and one more girl, but outside of that, I didn't know much about her. And I know she did a couple of stuff with NXT and WWE. I know she had like a couple of squash matches on WWE television. I remember seeing something on social media like a year or two ago of her having like a squash match with like Nia Jax or some shit. So, I'm familiar with her stuff, but I just don't know too much to have to really go too, in depth with that. But she did, and she was the first ever woman signed to AEW. That's been touted out plenty of times. She brags about it because that's pretty much the only thing she has going off of her name nowadays. And, she did her thing. I'm trying to figure out because, I had to look up most of this shit in order to kind of, get the juices flowing in my brain as far as what was going on. But I don't believe, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe she was the first ever AEW women's champion, right? Like, she won it eventually, obviously, but I don't think she was the first ever one. And honestly, her whole fucking career is a complete blur when you get to 2020 because of COVID and shit like that. I do remember her coming initially in as a babyface and people hating everything about her because she fucking sucked, right? In every regard. I mean, as a wrestler, she didn't suck. Well, I wouldn't say didn't, but she was not as good. She wasn't, compared to the other women, she was very shit. Can we say that? And a lot of people had problem with her being in that position, knowing that she wasn't really on par with like a Hikaru Shida, for an example. She wasn't on par with Chris Statlander when she was doing the cringe ass fucking alien gimmick. I know people were cringing super hard when she had that feud with Big Swole. I remember that. People were cringing super duper duper hard over that shit. But outside of that though, yeah, I don't think, someone can correct me, I don't think she won the AEW Women's Championship at all in 2020. She turned heel, I think, in 2020, right? Because I know the first time I seen her cut a heel promo was on that Jericho Cruise show back in 2020, I want to say. But outside of that, nah, honestly, she didn't really do anything. She teamed up with that girl, Reba, whatever the fuck she calls herself nowadays. She teamed up with her, and honestly, I can't even say team. I mean, it was just like a manager. It wasn't even a manager. I don't even know how to describe it. Like a low tier DX type of fucking conglomeration. And I'm not talking about the conglomeration from AEW right now. But yeah, it was just lame, bro. She's lame. She's lame as fuck. I'm trying my best to be objective. Devontae, objectivity, downfall video, objective. She had this lights out match with Thunder Rosa, right? On early 2021, which got me so much shit when I talked about it. I remember when I posted the video about Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa's unsanctioned match, and everybody was like, "Oh, Devontae, you're just shitting all over the women." Because prior to that, she did have like this match with Hikaru Shida, right? And she bled in that match, right? I think she fucked up her teeth or something like that, right? And like, I looked at it and I was like, it is what it is. But then like, she had this match right here, and it was like done on purpose, and it was done on purpose with a bunch of gimmicks. And I'm just like, so make it make sense to me, because this is one of the first women matches to do this in North America, like probably period, but damn sure in a long time, if not period, right? At least on mainstream television, not on the indies. And I remember so many people were like, Devontae, you're sexist. Why is it bad for her to do it, but it's not bad for the man to do it? And I said it then, and I'll say it now. I thought the men doing it back then, just like I do now. Go check out my All Out video talking about Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page. The unsanctioned matches are nothing more than just contraptions in order to get over a rivalry in itself without actually doing the legitimate hard work of getting over a rivalry based off of the personalities. If you remember correctly, the build going up to that Thunder Rosa Britt Baker unsanctioned match was no build at all. They had like 2 weeks of build, and the high mark for this, mind you, they had an unsanctioned lights out match with blood and thumbtacks, all these gimmicks, and it was stemming off of Britt Baker pouring water on her face or some makeup or some bullshit like that. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. Their entire build to a gruesome match like this was because she threw water in her face or put some makeup. It was some weird shit, or threw pie. It was something having to do along the lines of that, and it was just stupid. They had the match and it received all this praise, and it's like, they didn't do shit. They did the same thing the men would have done that I would have called garbage too. It was lame. And then later on, I know she beat Sheeta, not like a couple of months later, right? She beat Sheeta for like the women's championship or some shit. And she had the championship belt for a minute, but like, I mean, who cares? She didn't do anything as far as being a champion is considered. I can't even remember who the fuck she lost the belt to, honestly. I don't know. I mean, I know did she turn face in the midst of no, did she lose it? No, you know what? I take that back. No, I know she lost the women's title too, because they had that garbage. They had another match, which I thought was better than the unsanctioned match, but I didn't think much of it also because it was botchy as fuck. They had that steel cage match, didn't them? Baker and Thunder Rosa, they had a steel cage match a couple of months later, right? No, that's how she lost the championship belt, to Thunder Rosa in that steel cage match. And then Thunder Rosa had an uneventful fucking run, because again, when you have no personality and all you have is the wrestling in itself to get you fucking over, and on top of that, you take the big matches and you put them on fucking Dynamite rather than putting them on a pay-per-view, pretty much not highlighting the significance of the championship in itself or the match in itself, you get nonsense like this. So yeah, that was shit, and Thunder Rosa title match or belt or whatever was shit. And then that's when I think fucking Jamie Hayter came into the picture, and then it was Jamie Hayter, it was Reba, and it was fucking Britt Baker, and just like the small bus squad. I don't know, like this was bad. This was bad, bro. And I remember them trying to, I remember shit all about this stable outside of the fact that they tried to do some shit with fucking Ruby Soho and Toni Storm before a timeless gimmick and Saraya, and they had like a fucking feud or whatever. Outside of that, with Britt Baker, all they pretty much had her do was just wrestle a bunch of Japanese girls. Then you show up on Rampage, you earn your money, and you take your ass home somewhere. And then by this point, because after the whole Thunder Rosa stuff, I honestly can't remember jack shit of what fucking Britt Baker did. I think I vaguely remember her doing something. Look, here's my thing. I think she did something vague with fucking Saraya by herself as a subtraction from all that stuff, but that didn't even matter anyways, because then all of a sudden, because there's no explanation when it comes to AEW, Jamie Hayter, who, yes, she's the better performer out of the two from a wrestling standpoint. Honestly, I don't like Britt Baker all too much, but you can't sit here and pretend as if Britt Baker isn't a better character than fucking Jamie Hayter, because Jamie Hayter has no fucking character. At least Britt Baker has the DMD gimmick. I mean, she doesn't have shit, but of course, she knows how to wrestle. And she has ass, way more finer than Britt Baker. Okay, I'll give you a point on that. My point being is, though, like, she got usurped by her protege. And it was not like they had like a rivalry going on where this was just done. This is the weirdest shit ever when it comes to Britt Baker, bruh. She's the only person who got usurped out of her leadership role. And there was really no story to really tell you that. It just happened. Like, it just gradually happened. And even worse, it's not even a situation where you can look at a stable, for an example, and something like that occurs, and it's like, oh, okay, Well, we kind of figured from the beginning that was going to be where they were going to go towards anyways, right? Like the Shield, for an example, right? You got Jon Moxley, you got Seth Rollins, you got Roman Reigns. Jon Moxley was never really looked about being the leader of the show. I mean, we looked at him as the leader, I guess, but like we knew in the end of the day what the end result was supposed to be. The end result was supposed to be to get Roman Reigns over, right? So when that gradual transition started to happen and Roman kind of took that role in like late 2013, early 2014, and Moxley started to play the background, like you were kind of like, yeah, we kind of figured that was going to be the path they were going to go down towards anyways. With Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter just usurped her, and it's like, where the fuck did this come from? And it just made shit weird, because it's like, on one hand, they're trying to play up Britt Baker as like the leader of this, whatever, because by that point, Reba's gone too, but Jamie Hayter's the champion, and it just makes no sense. The booking is all over the place. And not only that, because it's one thing to have someone just usurp your leadership role, I guess by default, when in reality, you're still the leader. I don't know, bro. I don't know. At the same time, her status has completely fallen off of a fucking cliff. Like, when you look at 2019 to maybe 2022 Britt Baker, it's pretty clear who the fuck runs that women's division, right? And then once Jamie Hayter started to usurp her, and then now you have people like, for an example, Paige coming into the picture, people like Ember Moon coming into the picture, it wasn't immediate, but you could see the turn starting to happen. On one hand, people were saying that they wanted to see a dream match with Britt Baker and Charlotte Flair because they wanted to kill my brain cells, but I get it. You wanted to do that because you wanted the top woman from AEW taking on the top woman from WWE, right? Or at least what you tell yourselves. But clearly, there's a gradual pushing out of that spot from Britt Baker, right? And now at this point, Jamie Hayter's more over than fucking Britt Baker, right? And even worse, while this is all going down, Britt Baker is having health struggles, right? Unfortunately, with Britt Baker, she was having back issues, which sucks, you know. And unbeknownst to all of us, as she stated a couple of months ago when she came back, she was having many strokes, which is horrible, obviously. This is in conflation to another woman, you know, who was just having problems also. You know, Serena Deeb, she was having many seizures. Or I think she was having actually full-blown seizures multiple times. And, you know, to see a situation like that with the women, it's always going to be horrible, you know. From the person who's actually going through that, they can feel horribly distraught. And to make matters much worse with her, it was twofold. So it was that happening, and then at the same time, you got her boyfriend, maybe even ex-boyfriend at this time, you listen to the rumors, who, and people forget, Adam Cole is going through his struggles right now. You know what I mean? With Britt Baker helping him out at the time, at the very least, with his ankle injury. People forget, he was out for like a damn near a year prior to that. You know, from 2022 to like, what was it, 2022 to like early 2023 or something like that? Or mid 2023? He was out twice. People forget that. He was out with the concussion. Remember that. She was helping him through the concussion while going through her own struggles as far as trying to find her place in the company that she used to run. And now the ankle injury compounding the issues that she already has right now. I can understand. I get it. You know, I get it. We're all human in the end of the day, and I understand what that takes in regards to a toll on the human capacity and on their mental state. And I get it. She had no choice. She took a step back. You know, she was gone for a minute. She left for a long time. I looked up, you know, you didn't hear me pause that, did you? Because I'm a great editor. You know, I looked it up. It said that she was sidelined with 2 herniated discs, a torn hip labrum, and she was suffering from a transient ismic. Is that how you pronounce it? Ismic attack? Is that how you pronounce it? The mini stroke thing that I just got finished talking about, okay? Goddamn. And she was gone for a long time. Probably like at that point, damn near a year. And she came back. You know, she came back around the beginning of summer, July, late June, around that time frame. And she cut this promo and she explained her situation with the stroke and everything. And, you know, excuse me, right there. She sounded like I was crying, right? And then she had her feud with Mercedes Moné. And I could see what they were trying to do with this, which it had two faults. It had two effects. Because on one hand, that's the mid-card match with Sasha and Britt Baker, which is obviously two of the biggest names in the company, right? But then on the flip side, you have Toni Storm and you have Mariah May, which from a name perspective, they fall under Britt Baker and Mercedes Moné. But at the same time, they have the better story, right? So it was a bit of a problem there. One should have had the World Championship and the other should have had the Mid-Card Championship, but they had it backwards. And, she tried to put herself back on the map again, right? Like, I get it. All the stuff that's been going on, we haven't even gotten to all the more damning stuff. We'll get to that in a minute. But like I said, that takes a mental toll on you, and she tried to put herself in the proper position, and it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. As of this video, she'll be back tomorrow, from my understanding. So we'll see what she's gonna bring back, what she's gonna do when she comes back, but it hasn't worked. With Sasha Banks, this was a failure. This feud was horrible, if you even want to call it that. And to be quite frank, Britt Baker, it takes two to tango, and it's not as if she was a peach in this whole feud, but honestly, I put the entire onus on Mercedes Moné. Mercedes, between her cringe promos, her cringe character, the fact that all her matches are fucking horrible. Like, I get the own, and not to mention she's the bigger name, so you would think that she herself should do probably more of the heavy lifting. Not to say that Britt shouldn't do her heavy lifting, but what I'm saying is, like, this was bad. This was horrible. Everything about this, the match that they had at fucking, what was it, Wembley, that was fucking disgustingly terrible. And then all the stuff that she did in between was just horrible. They try to bring the aggression, but nothing really much came out of it. And again, she's been gone since. She'll be back tomorrow night as of this recording right here. And now we get to some of the more damning parts of Britt Baker. Because with all the heartburn that you feel for Britt Baker, all the things that you wish she didn't have to go through as a human being, there are things that she has quote unquote done that has put her squarely in the path of a lot of people not wanting her working for AEW anymore. Not gonna lie, me also included in that. You're goddamn right. Have plenty of women, ain't no sweat off my nose, ain't no sweat off my brow. All right, she has her DMD license, right? She's a doctor, right? Dr. Britt Baker, right? She'll be fine still doing dentistry, right? At least this time she'll be pulling tooth and then trying to suck it out with her own mouth. So, where do you guys want to start from, right? Now, all this obviously stems, as far as her aggression, clearly she knew she was getting pushed down the card long before we knew she was getting pushed down the card. Apparently, the struggles and problems that she was having with Thunder Rosa backstage were very prevalent, which you would think that these two would be best friends, considering that they've been having some of these quote-unquote groundbreaking matches. But it seems as if Britt Baker did not like the fact that she was the one taking the L's multiple times to Thunder Rosa, not understanding that she's a heel, and that's typically how it goes. And there were a bunch of reports stating that she was kind of being a bully to Thunder Rosa, being a real bully to her. Didn't help matters that she's the first ever person to be signed to the company, and Thunder Rosa, she comes from a different company. I think people forget that she comes from the NWA. And it felt like she was being pushed to the side for the new fresh flavor of the month, right? That's probably how she took it. And she didn't take too kindly to it. And there were a bunch of backstage altercations. Lots of arguing, lots of bullying, unconfirmed reports about her running into the bathroom, Thunder Rosa that is, trying to, get away from the girls or whatever the case may be, some bullshit story like that. Have yet to confirm it. People say yes, but again, have yet to confirm it per se. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, right? There are other accounts of her apparently having problems with other women, Mariah May being one of them. Apparently, Mariah May wanted to use the sling blade or some shit, or she has been using the sling blade, and Britt Baker apparently took problems with that. She didn't like that all too much, which is crazy because that's neither one of their moves. Never mind the fact that everybody does that move. I mean, one may argue mainstream wise, Finn Balor is the one who made that popular, and not to mention Britt Baker does the curb stomp, which is Seth Rollins' finish that she uses as a transitional move. Okay, but that's fine. That's okay when it comes to Britt Baker. We covered most of this already. I'm just running down it real quick. No need to go into detail. You want to go more into detail? I got a Britt Baker video that I put out like a month ago. Just hit popular. It's probably like my best video I have on this channel from a viewership standpoint. It's not that hard to find if you want to go more into detail about this. Other things that she's done. Apparently she's been having problem. Can't remember the guy's name on the top of my head, but she's been having problem with people as far as creative is considered. I think his name is Will Washington, right? She's been having problems with him, not wanting to listen to his creative direction. Maybe this could be the same person that she feels like has been fucking her over as far as the main roster stuff is considered. Obviously, we've been hearing the issues backstage with people like her and MJF. His girlfriend, Alicia Atout, has been talked about to death for the past couple of months. No need to go into depth in regards to that. I'm pretty sure you know of that story already too. There's been allegations with Britt Baker stemming from her having an open relationship with Adam Cole. Said it once and I'll say it again. None of this shit is confirmed. Gotta fucking reiterate that a couple times. But obviously you've been hearing the stories with her and Christian. Obviously, maybe some of you, have been hearing the rumors in regards to her and Tony Khan. I don't know about that. Again, didn't even know that Tony swung that way, but okay. And she's just okay with that. I've been hearing rumors also with her and Swerve Strickland. Again, I don't know where the fuck these things are coming from, bruh. But it's duly noted that apparently, allegedly, her and Adam Cole broke up. They've been having a relationship since 2016 or some shit, maybe even further back. It's been close to a decade though, I'll say that. And it's a shitty situation, but from the looks of it, it almost comes off like a Sonny and Chris Candido situation where it's like, if there's got to be a reason, why would Adam Cole just... I mean, there's two things you can look at this, and both of them are going to be disparaging, right? Both of them are going to be horrible when you think about it. How I look at the situation is this. Either A, Britt Baker is the one to break up with Adam Cole because she wants to focus more on herself. Like I said, Adam Cole has been having a bunch of situations in regards to his own health. And you have Britt Baker, and she's having situations with her own health, maybe even mental health also. And maybe she feels like this is all too much with Adam Cole and all this stuff. Or maybe it could be a situation where either she broke up with him or he broke up with her because of all these allegations that have been going on. There's a lot of stuff that takes a toll on a relationship, right? You hear all these rumors about your girlfriend sleeping around with other men, and these are your co-workers, and you hear all these other shits going around about, you having arguments with other wrestlers, and you're a down-to-earth person, but this person just can't seem to stop bringing heat to your fucking name. And then on top of that, you both are consistently hurt, and you feel like you're a burden on the other person, and it's just... I get it. I completely understand. But in the end of the day, let's just call a spade for a spade. If Adam Cole legitimately allowed Britt Baker, and people are like, Devontae, allowed? It's just shut your ass up. Yes, allowed, okay? Dumbass nigga. This can go the other way too, okay? If he allowed her, dumbass niggas, to do what she did, and he didn't put his foot down earlier, and this has been going on way longer than we have any reason to believe, he's a cuck. Brutally, he's a Chris Candido cuck. God rest his soul, but you're a cuck. You're a simp. You sit on the sidelines and you watch men bang your wife, and that's a tough pill to swallow. It's about as hard to swallow as your wife with other men. I'm sorry, were they even married? I'm not even sure if they were married. That makes it even worse because you're staying with a girl that you don't even have to stay with. Damn, Adam Cole down bad. No, I'm sorry. It all ended for the best, right? Britt Baker needs to focus more on her career. She wants to be the Charlotte Flair of the women's division still. She still has a long time to go. I'm 32, meaning she's most likely 33. I get it. I completely understand. But let's call a spade for a spade, all right? Britt Baker has not been having the best luck in her career in AEW. Britt Baker has been floundering. Favorite word to use in the Downfall series. She has not meet expectations. And it feels like, it sounds like, it seems like she understands this and she's frustrated. And she's taking all her anger out on everybody that happens to be in her vicinity. And it's not working out for her. She has a bunch of heat on herself right now. She is, what it looks like, in constant health issues. She's not making herself even known. I didn't even talk about the whole Twitter spat she had, bitching about people getting more time than her on the microphone and shit like that from last year. It just sucks to be Britt Baker right now. It really does. And hopefully she gets her shit together. Otherwise, her downfall will continue from where we are today. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, how you felt about this video. Oh, Devontae, start rehashing Britt Baker videos. Motherfucker, it's a downfall video. I went over her fucking career in AEW plus all the shit. I gotta do it because I need that video to at least say that I have it on the playlist whenever someone's like, Devontae, did you talk about the superstar? Yeah, motherfucker, I talked about them. They're right there. Go click on the video and go check it out. Shut your dumb ass up, all right? We good now? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below in regards to how you feel about the video. And if you want to see more, you're going to get it regardless. I'm still talking. Hey, yo, I might look at Raw tonight, but I'm not going to review it. Don't know why I said that. Probably especially if you're listening to this in the future. All right, I'm rambling on right now. My name is Devontae, and I'll be catching you guys later. Deuces, P. Ice.